So this is not the first time the Trump administration has been at odds with many in the medical community. Today, the Trump administration made a big announcement from the White House that has already made waves nationwide. Now, part of that reaction has included criticism from medical experts. The president, alongside Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., seemed to link the use of acetaminophen during pregnancy to an increased risk of autism. Now, acetaminophen is the active ingredient in Tylenol, which is broadly considered to be the safest option for managing pain and high fever during pregnancy. This is a small part of what the president had to say today.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that.
The president went on to make other comments, seemingly about vaccines and autism, and eventually solicited the help of RFK Jr.
And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism. That have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently, is that a correct statement, by the way?
There are some studies that suggest that, yeah, with the Amish, for example.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism. Don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it.
So some of the president's comments there seem to differ from guidance from his FDA commissioner, who wrote in a letter to doctors today that it has not been established that acetaminophen explicitly causes autism. His advice to doctors in that letter was instead that they should consider minimizing the use of the drug for low-grade fevers in pregnancy. Now, in a statement to CBS News, Kenvue, which makes Tylenol, said, quote, independent sound science clearly shows that taking acetaminophen does not cause autism. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists also added this, quote, there is no clear evidence that proves a direct relationship between the prudent use of acetaminophen during pregnancy and fetal developmental issues. Our Amanda Harry spoke with autism researchers here in the Bay Area about the president's claims and whether people should follow these new recommendations.
It doesn't come from.
Bryna Siegel has dedicated her life to studying and helping those with autism.
Oh, you're a grown-up.
She has a nonprofit and has published multiple books on the topic. Monday, she was shocked to hear President Donald Trump's advice.
It's puzzling why some people go after such things.
Don't take Tylenol.
Trump announced at a press conference that the FDA would be notifying doctors to tell their patients that Tylenol can be associated with an increased risk of autism. Siegel says this preys on parents who are already fearful.
I think part of what we're experiencing now in the media is playing on a certain, what I think of as autism hysteria or anguish that parents feel like, why did this happen to me? And now there's a new idea. And do I believe it?
She says many parents are looking for answers about why their child has autism, but it's often complex. She's studied the neurodivergence for years. It can be genetic, caused by environmental factors, or a combination of both. And while more people are being diagnosed, Tylenol is an unlikely source.
The incidence of autism has not kept a pace with the use of Tylenol. In other words, people have had access to and using Tylenol for years, and we don't see the rate of autism increasing commensurately.
What she says has likely contributed to the increase in autism diagnosis is a changing definition that includes a larger spectrum of symptoms, making more people fall under the umbrella term. Siegel says Trump's statement about certain groups not having autism likely comes from a lack of diagnosis.
Like Amish people, they don't come into the Western medicine system for care. Similarly to families that I see who've just migrated here from Burma or Laos or someplace like that where they've never heard of autism. And that doesn't mean that they never took Tylenol. It means that It's not diagnosed the same way.
Associate Professor of Psychology at Stanford University, Dr. Lawrence Fong, agrees with Siegel, saying Tylenol is sometimes not just for temporary relief, but medically necessary.
For those that are not taking Tylenol when they actually have a fever can be very problematic because the child in the womb can actually have complications when there is a fever going on, and especially if there is an infection going on.
He admits there are some studies that show a loose link between Tylenol and autism, but the reasoning is more complex.
Because taking Tylenol could be related to having infection, it can be related to having a fever, and also people that have neurodevelopmental conditions have a higher chance of taking Tylenol. So all of these are confounding factors.
Siegel expects to continue to get emails and phone calls from concerned parents, but she already knows what she's going to say.
I will just tell any parent who asks me, don't worry about that.
So the president's comments today included more than just autism. He also weighed in on childhood vaccines, saying they should be given in smaller doses and spread out over a period of years without citing any specific medical evidence for those claims.